It's Jag time in Rob's garage. 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 Yeah. Hello, subscribers. Whoa. In the last few weeks, a couple other people have subscribed to my famously inactive channel, and so I thought I would try something different. I don't know. In many videos, which I haven't posted, I mentioned how there's only me doing this. Unlike some other channels which I like Cars and Cameras and of course Roadkill, and that actually have some, and Simone Garrett's, she's great. They have production teams. In this, that's me. I'm also the builder. I'm also the musician who sings the theme song, which I just made up off the cuff, standing around right here. So I thought what I would do is, because my 40 Android phones have the function whereby if I can pause the camera while it's recording, rather than try to take a bunch of video and then edit it together, which I never seem to be able to make time for, I'm just going to pause the camera and let it happen as it happens. No titles, no nothing. We're just going to do it. So, and then I'll just post it that night. So it'll be sort of like almost real time from Rob's garage. And so maybe we'll sing some of that later on. At any rate, so tonight, oh, wait a minute. It's June 26, 2019, just so we get that straight. This is not some video that I've waited a month to edit like the last one where I showed you how Pam and I rolled this thing out and pushed it down the street and had a good time doing that and got the neighbors involved and everything. It was fantastic. Tonight is tonight. It's June 26th. And so I'm going to show you what I'm doing tonight, and you can follow along, and then we'll pause the tape and we'll close up shop. And they might actually wind up being two videos tonight because I got to take some time out to cook dinner and eat. So what's going on tonight is something that started last night. I have begun creating the various cowl hoops for this thing in the same way that I made the cowl hoops for this thing way back, I forget, 2011, something like that. There's a piece of 1-inch strap under here that I bent to this shape by hand and then welded it to the corners of the chassis, and as you can see it's got screws in it, so it's drilled and threaded for, these are 5mm 80s, and the same thing on the firewall hoop, and then here in the first tail section hoop, and then here in the very butt end hoop right there. Those were all made the same way that I'm going to make these, except when I made those, I did not use wooden templates as I have here. I basically eyeballed them and bent them around things until they looked like something cool. What I'm doing here is as you can see, I've got these templates with full-sized, or this one's sort of full-sized, not actually full-sized. But here, I've printed them out again, and I've got full-size templates of the cowl hoop. This one is going to be the main cowl. It's also got the tail section cowl on it, but to do that one, I've got, over there I've got other sheets with other cowl hoop templates on them. So this one was one that I stuck together last night, and this one was printed from a PDF of the full-size 1-to-1 rendering, and wound up being about, I don't know, 1/2 inch too short. It needs to be 43 3/4 from this end to that end. This one measures just about perfectly. It's only short by less than 1/16 of an inch, so that's good. So what I've done is I've trimmed this and cut it out, and I'm going to spray it with some spray adhesive that I have up there on one of the chemical shelf, and then glue it to this piece of 3/4 inch plywood here, and that will become my template for that I will rebend this. Whoops. I will rebend this first attempt at the dashboard hoop, which it's alright, but So anyway, let's pause the camera and get it set up, and then I will show you what I'm doing. Okay, so I've spread some cardboard, as you can see, over the work surface, over that piece of plywood that's going to become the hello everybody, over the piece of plywood that is going to become the main cowl hoop forming template. And so what I've got to do now is let's get some of these, bend back some of these folds so they're not so egregiously intense, and then rattle can ourselves some CRC industrial spray adhesive. I forget where I got this. I don't know. Home Depot, Lowe's, True Value. Somewhere. Rattle, 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 rattle. I should have done this before I turned the camera on, don't you think? Or don't you? Okay, so here we go. I had lots of practice last night doing this on that other template. Let's give it another sprayage of this fine adhesive-y substance. Yeah, boom. Cap on. Remove get rid of that. Get rid of this. And then apply it to the corner as best we can. Remembering that this thing is a little bit, just a tiny little bit undersized. So it doesn't have to be perfectly there we go. So let us find some. Lincoln Electric. Whoops. Oh, don't like that. We'll just rub it with our hands. Yeah. There. Okay. So now, so that's good. We've got that. All right. That's cool. All right. So this side will become this side of this piece of plywood will become the forming template for the main cowl. So this guy. I don't know if you can see. Let me turn the camera a little bit so you can see. There we go. So on the three-wheeler use, I counted up 4 different cowl hoops. There's the firewall and the dashboard and the behind the seats behind the seats trunk, and then the very tail section, the very tail of the tail. Whereas this needs to have more than that. Of those big cowl hoops that I just glued down, I've got to make 4. I've got this one here, one around here somewhere, one here at the dashboard, of course, and then another one right here at the back of what I call the instrument section. And then ahead of that will be the firewall hoop, and then the grill hoop, and then behind this one right here will be the tail hoop. So what I got to do now is trim out the paper and then glue it to the other side of this, because that particular piece of plywood is going to wind up being both the main cowl hoop. It's going to be 2. It's the main cowl hoop and the firewall hoop that goes right up here. So time for a pause. Whoops. Okay, returning to I have a feeling this is going to wind up being episode 1 of tonight's video. So what I've got here, let me clear some more of this junk out of the way. Junk! That was the wrong place to put that, but hey, it's my garage. I can put things where I want. Yay, be gone. A fie upon thee. Another time perhaps. Okay, so here we have, whoopsie, a pencil. Here we have another template, another paper template, and what this is, this big outer hoop, this is the firewall hoop, and this hoop right here is what will wind up being the grill hoop. Again, I've got another plot of this because from this one I'm going to glue it onto here, so this one will become the firewall hoop, and then I've got another printout plot. I've got another plot that will be from that will make the grill hoop. So, but now I got to cut this out. Cut it out. Quit it. And an essential tool for this kind of activity, which I'm sure you may imagine, is a bright and shiny and sharp utility knife. And a big long straight edge to do this bottom edge anyway. Oh, you know what? I think I did this wrong. Did I? No, that's right. That's correct. Or is it? Yeah, 10 inches. That's right. Because there's that. Okay, good. Yikes. Oh boy. I almost committed another epic fail. We're going to find out. Maybe I did. I don't know. Maybe I did. I don't know if you can see here on this drawing. This drawing shows two things. First, this double outer line, that shows the outer, this represents the outer piece of strap that will get bent and formed around to make the hoop. This business on this border, this 1-inch border, or 3/4 inch border I should say, is the flat strap that will get welded to the edge of this to make a place where I can, that's what's going to, when at the firewall, that's where the top of the firewall will attach to that. And on this inner piece right here, that is where there'll be another, there'll be a piece that attaches to that makes it into the, it'll be the flange to attach the dashboard and attach the bulkhead for the trunk and for other stuff. So yeah. I think there's a previous video, the one where I did the video in which I fixed the turn signal on the three-wheeler, where I captioned some things about losing my train of thought or having an interrupted thought stream, and yeah, that happens. That's a thing. And it happened right then. But like I said, none of this is getting captioned. It's going live onto the channel. So we're lined up. And then it's important to have a sharp blade because that way you don't have to put a lot of pressure on the knife, and if you don't have to put a lot of pressure on the knife, the risk of pushing the straight edge off the line is much less. Let's get it down here, and then we're almost there. Boom! There is the first cut, which I can't remember this singer. As we know, the first cut is always the deepest. See what I did there? Can you see me? Here I am. So now, I'm not cutting to this outer line. I'm going to cut to this inner line, which will be the inside of the bent strap. And that will become the edge of the plywood. Did the same thing on this. So I gotta trim these two edges here are straight. Let's trim this one again. Let's trim this one right here. Whoopsie. Nope, outer edge, not inner. Wake up. Do it right. Don't screw it up any more than you ordinarily would. Boom. There's that. And boom, there's that. Okay, so now comes the hard part. Now we got to cut this curve, and I did this one in 3 sections. So I'm going to do the same thing for this. So let's move the camera again, and you can get right up and see what I'm doing. Real close and personal like. Okay, so some of the view may be blocked, but we'll do the best we can to clue you into what's going on. So I'm going to cut these sharp corners first, and as you may well imagine, it's a little painstaking, so the best methodology is a sharp blade, light pressure, just enough to cut the paper, and go slow so that you can follow the curvature with more precision. Boom. There's that. Whoops, get out of here, in the way. So now we start on this upper curve, and I have arbitrarily assigned myself a tolerance of 1/32 of an inch, which means I don't have to be totally right on the line, because in bending the steel will not be precise. And subsequently, as I found out on the three-wheeler, you can see, I don't know if you noticed on the three-wheeler, the tail section on the three-wheeler is curved, and that tail section on the three-wheeler is made out of 1/2-inch square tubing. And that square tubing, okay, we're going to cut this off right here because we can. There we go. Well, I actually tore it, but that's okay. I didn't tear it much. Alright, so now, once more with feeling, off we go then. Like I said, I'm not pressing in too much. I can feel the blade biting into the wood, not too heavily though, because all it's got to do is cut the paper. And this blade is brand new, and it's got a nice sharp corner, even though I know that as rubbing it through the wood like this, I'm dulling the point ever so slightly. But it'll be enough to get these templates cut. Whoops, careful now. We don't want to, and we'll cut that away. Looking good. And this last little bit, hopefully we'll be able to get it all in one go. Taking our time, being precise, because people are watching now, aren't you? At least 2 or 3, maybe 5. Not as many as have watched my MIG Welding Practice 1 video, which has some tens of thousands of viewers. Maybe I should do another one. Or the video in which that apartment house, that condominium house on Plum Island, burnt up its upper floors. That was pretty horrific. My 2 most popular videos involve either me making a lot of mistakes or someone else's personal tragedy. Yay. Anyway, so there's my firewall hoop, paper template cut out. I'm going to do the same thing that I did on the main hoop. I'm going to squirt some adhesive on it, glue it to this side, and then get on with making the grill hoop and the tail section hoop. So let's make some more video happen. Time for a pause. While we're here, I thought I would go over what's been happening on the Jag Special here a bit. As you can see, my shop is not OSHA approved. When the three-wheeler's in here, you are absolutely stepping over stuff. It's really hard to work on the Jag when it's raining out because I can't leave the poor old three-wheeler out there in the rain, now can I? So what's happened over the last month or so is I've gotten, at least the last 3 weeks, I built the tail section. Since the time of the rollout video, I've built this tail section and built the fuel tank mounts to mount this 16-gallon Jazz, J-A-Z, Pro Street fuel cell, which is, I figure, just big enough. I'm also going to get an extended filler neck that will reach out here, and then so I'll have a cap on the trunk lid, or at some point on the back of it, so that I don't have to open anything up and get in here and then risk spilling gasoline all over the inside of what this area is going to be. It's going to have a floor down there because to protect the fuel tank. So that tail section's got built. I don't have any seat mounts in yet. That right there is a Kirky economy dragster seat. Those rib wings may or may not stay on the seat. We'll see. I have to build a mount for it so I can sit in it. This seat right here is just some plywood that I drywall screwed together and set at an angle so that we can sit in the thing and make vrooming noises and cop a feel, as it were. This right here is my camera setup. This is a neat little device. It's a little tripod with the bendy legs, and this is a microphone stand. This extension head, this boom head, is a boom head that I bought for another mic stand. This mic stand itself, that mic stand itself, I actually got from a guy at the transfer station in my town. I happened to be at the transfer station doing the usual dump run, and he was there and had a pickup truck. The back of his pickup truck was full of theatrical equipment. He had Fresnel stage lights and some sound amps and a bunch of stuff. But the only things that I took a couple of mic stands, because not only are mic stands great for using with my band, which doesn't exist anymore, whoops, or for using at the open mic that I do every Thursday at the Rose Garden in Upton, Mass, Route 140, every Thursday from 7:30 to 10:30 at night. Fully open mic. It's the most open mic of all the open mics in all the open land. The most open mic in all of Christendom and the pagan lands. Trust me, I'm an expert. I host there once a month. 3 of my buddies host the other times of the month. It's this Thursday night. If you see this video and you happen to live in the around the Upton, Massachusetts area, and you want to check out what is really a fun evening that involves a whole lot of me and my worthless son Luke McNeil giving each other giant rations of crap. Come on out to the Rose Room and you'll have some fun. At any rate, that's a little bit of a plugging myself here. And during one of the other breaks, we'll talk some more about what's going on with the Jag and how things are at and what things are doing. But like right now, I got to glue that on. I got to cut out the other templates, and then we'll move along into some other video. And once more with feeling. This time we'll start with this end. Oh no, this end. Come on. Oh no, you don't. This can be tricky-ish. Come on. Come on. There we go. There we go. Not quite. Good thing you can peel this stuff off and redo it. It's a little bit crooked. We don't want that. That's better. There we go. Nice and tight. There we go. Oh, that's a much better plan, I think. Oh. Should meet my personal tolerance of 1/32 inch, don't you think? I think so. Yeah, there we go. Yeah! See those wrinkles? Ignore those. See that wrinkle? Ignore that. Okay. Next! Okay, so it turns out that it is now time for me to go fire up the grill and cook me some dinner and eat dinner with Pamela. So I'm going to pause the phone, and this will be an experiment because I haven't done this before. I'm going to pause the phone, leave it on the camera, plug it into the charger, let it sit, and then take that hiatus for dinner time, and then come back, and if need be, we'll have an episode 2 of June 26, 2019. If not, we'll just have this episode 1. Back to the shadows again! What might Rob be grilling for dinner tonight, you ask? Or even if you didn't ask? Steak tips. Go back to sleep, camera. Hey everybody, it's me. I've noticed that I've already recorded about 27 minutes of a video for this. So I think what I'm going to do is make an episode 2 that, and just let this one be episode 1 of June 26, 2019 in Rob's Garage. But remember, this whole live, sort of live thing is kind of an experiment. So, and I think 27 minutes is quite enough for one episode of this video. Don't you think? I think so. So, on to episode 2.